January 4th, 2023, my husband had a stroke along with a brain aneurysm. It was in an inoperable spot, and according to the ICU doctors, he was not supposed to make it.
I had what they called a widowmaker. Because of, also being lack of money and stuff like that, insurance was also an issue. So not having regular routine checkups, I had undiagnosed high blood pressure, which led to the cardiac walls in my heart pumping too hard to where they got too stiff. And the only way to go was to rupture a hole in my brain. She was pregnant with our son and working full time up until she gave birth, and me going down literally a month and a half before my son was born left me also paralyzed on my right side. I was in the ICU for a little over a month and a half. We literally had to sell everything we had just to try to keep the roof over our heads. And in the end, we ended up in the situation where we were homeless, living in a trailer, and not knowing what the next day was going to provide.
We were introduced to Council for the Homeless because I used to work for the Salvation Army. I knew of all the resources in Clark County or in this area because I grew up in this area. So I chose to utilize the resources to help my family. Working with LEOSO was amazing. Communication was always on point, whether it was phone call, text, or email. Any questions that we had were always answered.
I am the housing specialist diversion coordinator, and I am the first person that for folks who are referred into our diversion program that they talked to, and was able to figure out right away some of the things that we needed to do in order to help and assist them gain a safe home and environment for Stephen and Brooklyn and their family. It was a joy to work with them. They were, just so resilient. It encouraged me, and it gave me a lot of hope, and also it empowered me to do what I have to do to make sure that they get into a safe place.
Going from a 26-foot trailer to, a 2-bedroom apartment, it gives us a different set of structure.
I mean, there's quite a few of us that during the summer we've done barbecues. Everybody pitches in. I like to barbecue, so I don't mind. Like, people bring different meats, stuff like that, and just do a potluck out there. We have 3 kids, but every day you look in the playground, there's 10, 15 kids running around, and everybody gets along. They actually have a bathroom that we all can fit in. That's not the size of a broom closet.
Yes.
They each have their own beds.
The kids have grown. They have grown a lot being here because they're around kids their own age. My daughter, she's 5, and she just absolutely loves it. When she has other children to play with, she just blossoms. My 1.5-year-old son, he started walking when we moved into this apartment because he had the space to be able to walk and, play with his toys. So moving here, it's helped us a lot.
Yeah, this work is important for me because it's necessary for the soul. For me, it's reaching people and helping people, and we need everybody in. So that way, the more that we have in to help, the more hands, the more ideas that we have, the better we can solve a lot of these issues that we're dealing with in our communities.
If we hadn't found Council for the Homeless, life would be very, very difficult. We would probably still be in our broken down 26-foot trailer, and or possibly even in tents. We're looking at this 2-bedroom apartment as our stepping stone for our family. That way we're able to get into a home, that's big enough for the kids to have their own spaces, the animals to be able to go outside.
I want a house. We've talked about that. I want a ranch-style house. I want, a attached garage right there for the cars that we use. But my ultimate goal is to also have a detached shop. It's a fight, it's a process, but it's worth it. It means it in the end, and it can mean the difference between not necessarily life or death, but the difference between living and not. you know, having a purpose and not.
This apartment has given us the ability to look over our situation and look where we want to go.